Now we are going to see the demonstration of a dielectric constant experiment. Here this is the board which we are going to use for determine the dielectric constant of a given capacitor. This board consists of a digital stop clock, DC voltmeter, capacitors. This is one capacitor C1, C2 and C3. This is C1, this is C2 and this is C3. It consists of a resistors. This is R1, R2 and R3. This is the connection circuit diagram where you can see this is a built-in circuit board. Since there is no line here, we need to connect across these two. So connect between the two. And since there is no line here, we are going to connect. Now this part is done. Now across this, see here it is a resistor. Connect this resistor to this resistor R1. One more wire from here to, yes. Next, this capacitor has to be connected to these two. Now this voltmeter has to be connected to voltmeter. Positive to positive, negative to negative. Now the connections are set. See here, I repeat once again, resistor is connected to resistor, capacitor is connected to capacitor. Here this one, these two, capacitor to capacitor, and this is a voltmeter connections. Voltmeter is connected to voltmeter. Now if you see here, there is a switch here. If we switch on the circuit, it shows there is a switch here. If you switch it, see here there is a switch. If you do it like this, the stop clock starts. If you do it like this towards left, it will stop. And this is a button to reset the timer. And there is one more switch of charging and discharging. Up, if you put this button toward the switch towards up, it becomes charging. If it is down, it becomes discharging. Now here, to perform the experiment, we need to measure for every 5 seconds, note down the corresponding voltmeter readings. Here we have the tabular column of, if you look here, the tabular column is voltmeter time in for every 5 seconds, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 like that. And during charging, note down the corresponding voltage, and during discharging, note down the corresponding voltage. So for every 5 seconds, note down the corresponding voltmeter. Now in order to start here, first we need to go with charging. This switch, this timer and this charging both should be done at a time. So for every 5 seconds, note down the corresponding values. Now initially the readings are 0 and 0. Both the switches I am doing at a time. It should be done at a time. This switch towards right and this switch towards up. So both are to be started at a time. Be careful, for every 5 seconds you need to note down the readings. And the corresponding values are to be tabulated. See here, timer is running. So 5 seconds, 1.66. 10, 2.84. 15. So like that, measured for every 20 seconds. 20, 3.93. 25, 4.16. 30, 4.28. 35, 4.37. 40, 4.42. Like that you have to measure the readings. Now like this we have taken for 60 seconds. Note down the corresponding values. Now we have tabulated the readings for 0 seconds 0, 5, 1.66, for 10 seconds 2.84, 15 seconds 3.5. Like this we have tabulated the readings. Now we have to go with the discharging. Now the highest value over here becomes the at 0 seconds, the value which is at highest here, that becomes the at 0 seconds, this becomes the highest value. That means the maximum value here, it becomes at 0, it will be the 4.49. Even now we will see the discharging case. Now see here, we have got 4.49 is the maximum value. Here you have to reset it and make this button to discharging. Both should come at a time. Now I am starting reset and discharging and measure the time for every 5 seconds. Now see here, for 5 2.87 is the value, for 10 1.66, for 15.97, for 20.56. Like this you have to tabulate the readings for every 5 seconds. See here, at 0 4.49, for every 5 seconds 2.87, and 10 seconds the values keeps on decreases, and tabulate the readings until you get the 0 values, until it discharges. Make it until, see here, the voltage is coming down, which was previously it was high value, now it is coming to 0. So take the readings until 60 seconds. So we have got the readings. Now these are the readings for charging, voltmeter readings, and these are the readings for the discharging. Remember here, during charging at 0 seconds it will be 0, and the charge keeps on increases and becomes maximum for 60 seconds. And when you are doing for discharging, this value becomes the maximum value, because at 0 seconds the peak value of the voltage on the capacitor is 4.49, and you reset the timer here. For every 5 seconds we have measured the readings, and you have got it like this. Now we need to plot a graph for charging and discharging along the y-axis and the time along the x-axis. Now we have plotted a graph here. The time is along the x-axis, that means 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, like the time along the x-axis, and the voltage along the y-axis. This is the graph for the charging. Initially 0 value, it increases and keeps on increasing. You can plot a graph. This becomes a x-axis, and for discharging values what we have here, for this value on the same graph, it has to come like this. So the point of intersection where the two curves meet, that becomes a t-half value. T-half value is nothing but the time taken for the charge to come down half of its initial value. During discharging, the time taken to discharge half of its value. So this becomes a t-half, and you have to take the point of that t-half along the x-axis. Here the graph is taken, x-axis we have taken 1 centimeter is equal to 5 seconds. You have to note down the t-half. See how this, when the 2 points join, take that corresponding reading here, this here. So this becomes t-half, which is nothing but 7 here. If you see with the scale, you will get the t-half as 7. Now using the formula, what we are using, the formula is given as K is equal to, the formula which we are going to use is d into t-half 10 to the power of minus 6 epsilon naught A into R. Now we see the, here we are using a capacitor C1 whose area is given. This value of, if you use C1, this will be, the value is constant, given value. If you use C1, the area is given by the manufacturer. So this becomes C1, and R we have used as 100 kilo ohms. So we are using R, because we have used R1 here as 100 kilo ohms. The first resistor what we have used, the value of it here is 100 kilo ohms. So we are using the value of R as 100 kilo ohms. Using the formula, whatever we have taken, the first value, D value is as per the formula. D value, substitute the values. D value is 0.1, and the t-half from the graph what we have got here, t-half is 7. If you measure properly, it is 2 divisions, so it will be t-half is taken, and the value, all the values are substituted. D is given here, D value is already given. D is the thickness of the dielectric material, it is given as 0.1, and t-half is 7, and the value of here the formula, whatever the formula is here, the same formula, epsilon naught value is been taken. R value is taken as 100. 50 into 6 is the area of 50 into 6 is the area. So substitute all these values, put the values as it is. 50 into 6, all these millimeter square, kilo ohms, just put the values because the formula itself is made into 10 to the power of minus 6 and this value 0.693. So substitute the values of R as 100. 50 into 6 is the area, epsilon naught value is a constant, 0.693 is the formula itself, 0.1 value is D, 7 is the T half, 10 to the power of minus 6 is in the given value formula. So substituting all those things, you will be getting the K value as 3.8. So dielectric constant of a given capacitor is K is 3.8. Substitute here, dielectric constant of a given value is 3.8. Hope you understand. Thank you.